doesn't it? Of participants.
Yeah, so it just means that, so that they are, they can see.
Hello, Andy.
Hi, sorry, I didn't know when you said come in for a bit, so it's when you wanted me to come in. So, hello, Matthew.
Hi, Andy. Okay, right.
That's the initial link.
Yeah,
for some reason.
so, again.
That's the YouTube link, is it? Yeah.
There we go. It just means that, 50 sort of talking backwards and forwards that you can have. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go mute.
About a second delay. And then you get the joys of this video. There we go. Okay. So in terms of it, you've got just sort of usual things, so you can share a screen.
Yes.
You can do your own screen or application, sort of similar before. Okay. We have a sort of ability to raise a hand.
Yeah.
So, someone needs to answer a question. And you get the chat. Again, just group chat at the moment. Previously, we could do one-to-one. Group.
Andy, raise your hand again. Pops up on the bottom left there. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can mute, I can hang up, I can stop the camera, I can change the way it looks, so I can sort of tell it. So I can see everybody, or I can change it down the right hand side. Again, the active speakers will tend to go up to the top. Okay. So we have participants, so telephone number, email, sorts of things. Okay. Again, for information, please dial in. Again, WhatsApp numbers across the globe, which may or may not be relevant. So these are all numbers that you can ring in from. If you want to do just audio. Okay. Grace. I'm sure we've got many people from Vietnam, but we do.
Never heard of Vietnam.
UAE. UAE, we did a lot of work with.
Okay, so they got told for it early, so I appreciate VoIP's illegal over there, so they may not get the joys of video conferencing, but at least they can hear. Okay. So information again, you can have passwords and those sorts of things. And you've got these other options. So again, I can sort of stream, I can record.
So you got recording there built in.
Yeah.
So on the web, as I say, on the web page, there's no recording
So I
option.
think come sort of the end of the summer, there will be a sort of free version of just the meetings.
Yeah.
Okay, which you can sign up to. It'll be sort of like a free, which will limit some of these things. And you'll have a paid for service just for video conferencing if you want. So some stuff you can get free. Some of it obviously you want to sign up for services and recording, looking at that will be one of those.
Right.
Okay. Certainly you can join from web page. There are mobile clients.
So this isn't included in our existing license then.
So this will depending on what license you've got, it will be
we got both Pro and Basic.
okay. So it'll be the Pro.
So the Pro, this will be included in with the recording. Okay.
So I'll leave that to Andy to check on what they will get. Andy, you there?
That's still to be released. So with Pro, you can schedule, as you know. I need to find out what part of meetings is going to be in there, but at the moment, I haven't got it. So guess what? I'm going to go and find out.
Okay. So the last we heard, at the very least in customer success, was that sometime in July we were hoping to release general availability to customers. Could always be subject to pushback, but that was the initial plan. And that customers who were new customers would be automatically put on Jitsi, on VOD, whereas existing customers would sort of have a choice. They could stay on the old one or switch over to the new one. And by the end of the year, we'd put just everyone on the new one, on Jitsi.
Okay. So how does that work then? Because if we're using 6.3, are we not automatically connected through Jitsi then?
No.
We have to make a choice, and you have to route that. in the
Exactly
background.
right, yeah. So it's
Okay.
it's when the service essentially. So you've got the video conference service, so we say go there, and then
Yeah.
switch it over to a new service.
So if we stayed on our existing service, the old service, if we want to call it that, we wouldn't get these options that we've got.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and that will be end of life or discontinued at some point. So
Yeah.
there will be a time when you have to move. Yeah.
End of year was the initial plan anyway.
But certainly, I would like to think, and Andy would go off that, if you've got existing people that create meetings,
Yeah.
it should be the same, except they'll create it in Jitsi.
Yeah.
The limitation will be that you're down to 50 audience participants now rather than 100. We are looking to increase that, but I don't know. The question is, do you have more than 50?
So the 50 is absolutely fine for our everyday use, no problem at all. Never going to exceed that. There are a couple of areas in the business that are interested in using this for wider things like webinars, for example.
Right, okay. So
That would overcome
yes,
limit.
definitely, yeah. We'll have this conversation about give 100 audio participants be an hour just in the register.
Yeah.
Very busy screen, but I think we're looking to increase to 150 at the moment.
50 for our everyday needs is fine. Yeah.
Some other things we do, you can sort of see the connection and actually these thumbnails, should go up and down. It's about, making the quality. So if you're on a thumbnail here, it should be less. And if you're speaking over here, you'll be using more bandwidth. There should be, optimizing the bandwidth and trying to the quality as well. So if the bandwidth's not particularly good, it will drop down the quality automatically. Okay. You can put down to Dropbox as well.
So when you record, does that come up in this window then, and then ask you where you want to save the recording to?
So actually record here, so what you'll
okay.
You'll just download it from here.
Yeah.
Okay. Or you put the Dropbox, you'll get to install Dropbox account. And so lastly, you've got things like speaker stats. So again, you can see that allegedly I've only been talking for 13 seconds, and Scott has manipulated the whole meeting. You get those sorts of things. Guessed why we've been quiet on your sales presentation, that sort of things.
I can see Poonam actually.
Yeah, actually, so that in essence.
Yeah, we see you. We'll come and get you.
So yeah, certainly you can go to our webpage. Yes, our presentation. And the mobile, you do use the mobile app.
Yes. Yeah. So, so in order to start using this in earnest, we need 6.3, really.
Actually, from 6.2, it will work, and we just need to move your tenant over.
Okay, but 6.2 is a slightly different layout, is it?
Yes, so 6.2, you have the icons at the top. So yeah, I'm running 6.3 just as beta. It depends when we roll this out. Yeah, it's the same.
It was a bit of a bigger change for us moving to 6 because we were static routing through our firewalls.
Yeah, you're not the only one
with IP. So to move, because you moved to the AWS service, which I believe now is proxy aware. So we needed to switch. So we've done that switch. It's just in a test group at the moment for 6.2. We're seeing 6.3 is now being.
You were stuck on classic then as well.
We were, but we moved. So when we moved to 5.9, we then ditched classic and we moved everyone over to.
So certainly the organisation as a whole are running 6.2. If you're on 6.3, so 6.2 will have a Jitsi.
Right.
Again, by the time we go
with all those same features in it that you've just shown me, just in different places.
The same. It's just really it's like a layout and a few other things. Okay, that's not very good.
That's Sandy. No, it's all right. It'll go.
So that's very good to know. I have another customer I work with who was in the same situation as you regarding upgrading to 6.0. So that's very good to know. That means I've got 2 at least that are significant enough for me to push substantially. So that's very, very good.
Just showing here, there's an option. I assume if you created a meeting, which you did, Andy, you've also got the option to control the screen, which is what he's doing now.
Right.
So he's moving your mouse now.
He's moving my mouse, so he looks very happy about that.
I have complete control. It's great. Oh, what's going on here? So there you go. So we'll over that. That was training.
I'm going to find out exactly. I'm just going to get someone to pop in.
So I gave you the. You should have access to the meeting ID. I put it on the invitation calendar.
Now I'm going to ask my guy, one of my infrastructure team,
Mm-hmm.
to tell me, just to pop in and tell us exactly where we are with testing the
Okay.
latest version, so that we can work out where we are. Because I'd like to move to this. We got lots of people now. We did a demo yesterday. We had a sort of all staff. We do about every quarter. We do a sort of all staff catch up on what we're doing in IT.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like a little display stands, and we were demonstrating video conferencing, but on the web.
I suppose if you can record it and stream it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Arva. Scott. Thanks for coming in. Just very quickly, we just wanted to know where we are with testing the beta, the 6.2.
Also, we created a small collection on our SCCM where we deployed it, and the changes to the patch file, which basically avoid the proxy service. That's where we are, and I'm now catching up with Neil, my colleague, to collect some feedback of who been moved to the version, the latest version.
So we've now been offered a beta of 6.3.
Okay.
Which looks like slightly different.
I'm interested to get the download file.
Oh, not surprised from the IT department.
So I will. Well, I've had the email, so I'll send that across so you can download it.
Does anyone know if it's .msi file? Because last time the exe I had to change it to MSI.
I think it's
the
exe actually. I think, but we'll check on that. I think
if you got MSI file, so that would be okay.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Thanks for
Thank you.
So at the moment you're bypassing your proxy, are you?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So when you run out, do you need it to go through the proxy?
When we move everyone off on the version.
You will. Okay. So you check on that.
Because there were some changes to the Cloudflare as well from 38 IPs to 2.
Yeah. So you got the 2 now, yeah.
Yeah. So we did the firewall multi as well because we go through 2 firewalls to go out.
Yeah. So I mean, so a lot of the services are moving to AWS. Jitsi is one of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just need to check on the proxy, and that's the question that comes up.
Yeah.
So if you do need to roll it out through proxy, I think you're going to test that beforehand anyway. But yeah, we need to check on, maybe the build and the vision on that. I know things will work.
Do you know who got you this proxy version, or
What, the one we're testing?
yes?
It's not using the proxy, it's bypassing.
Okay, yeah.
But it came through the email you get.
I'm at the proxy
beta.
aware version.
The beta.
Okay.
We get an email saying, I think we must be on the beta program or something.
Yeah.
Because we get automatically sent an email just saying, you want to test this beta version, here's a download.
And you're clearly keen for those emails to play with.
Cool. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Yaman.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Traditionally late.
So yeah, that's essentially the Jitsi. So proxy aware. And moving your tenant over.
And you've got people using 6.3 or just testing at the moment?
Just internally, it's just a few people with an 8x8 with 6.3. I see me being one of them. I forget sometimes that I'm running it, and I turn up and call it. But yeah,
I don't know any customers of mine on 6.3, just 6.2. Yeah.
So have we been for the differences in Jitsi?
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anything I missed, Mr. Needham? Because I know that you're there to double check these things.
No, I think I'm just waiting for the update on what we're going to charge and how we're going to do it. I think, Julian, at the moment, don't want to give you false expectations, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. But let me confirm that later on today. Whilst we're on, because obviously there's no point in me sitting there just listening to you guys talk. Just a quick one. We have changed the process we are doing for your pro upgrades because it's causing you trouble and it's causing us trouble. So I've done it. So basically what you need to do is if you want a pro upgrade, you log it with support and you say, I want extension 1016, change to pro. They will then do the request. What happens then, it will get updated in the system. And what will then happen is they will take off the professional services costs that you're doing. They will take the upgrade cost from there and they will add it manually so that you'll see you've got 13 Pros or 14 Pros at this price, and you can actually, it'll just adjust everything. So, and they don't need orders placed or anything like that anymore. So it'll just, you know, let's let the first one or two go through. Hopefully, it'll all be okay. But I've made it simple so that you don't have to worry, because it was getting complicated before. Okay.
Great.
Andy, do they go to customer support for that or enterprise support? What is the agreement for that?
Enterprise support. Amber put the process together. So there's a process internally. Amber put it together from enterprise support.
And the advantage is obviously that there's a whole team to pick it up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it should be a lot faster.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Andy.
No worries. I'm going to jump off. So, but you know, Jitsy's fantastic. That's all I say.
Okay.
Bye, Andy.
You got that right.
I've got a question for you. So at the show, you demonstrated the meeting room Jitsi product to set up a few VC meeting rooms. This one, for example, maybe.
So it's done via a web link essentially. So I think it's
Yep.
sync a calendar. So I have seen a demo of it. So it doesn't need to sync up your calendar. I think we can do it on G Suite. I'm not so sure about Outlook, but you have a tablet that's sort of paired with a web browser
Yeah.
here, and you just push a button on the tablet and off it comes. So still need either a spider phone or, you know, the webcam up here to
Yeah.
see
So
it.
we'd have a webcam. We'd have a camera. We'd have the similar setup that you had at the roadshow, which is basically a camera, speaker, microphone.
Okay.
Um,
Something to drive the web page on here. So
and then you had an iPad at the show.
Yeah.
I've
So I believe we can.
got a cupboard full of iPads, so
All right.
literally hundreds.
I need one.
If you make a note on that, I know that.
To ask Emil or something?
Well, I went with Aaron first, so he's been demonstrating it. I think Aaron probably did it at the show.
Yes.
Yes, he
I know
did.
got the URL, so I'll.
Aaron and Emil.
Yeah.
Correct.
So yeah, I think we can probably run that out now. It's just a case of what the limitations are in terms of calendar. I think it's some sort of calendar integration that's linked to a calendar.
So this
So what do we
this
need to know
room
if it
has
works without Outlook, yeah?
Yeah, so Outlook. Yeah, leave that on me. I'll show
So this room has its own calendar. So I guess we could use that, could we?
potentially depends on the calendar application, whether it's a web plugin. No bits of information I don't know at the moment.
Right,
No.
okay.
I know it's sort of out there. I think we've got, again, due to be sort of officially launched later in the summer. I don't see why you can't have it. Play with, you know,
So if we get the decision on
move it over,
Jitsi
yeah.
and what's happening when we move over. But I suppose alternative, we can just use the web version, I think, can't we? Well, that does use the web
Yeah, the
version.
web version, yeah. So again, the question, does the web version have the pairing, but yeah.
Yeah.
So does the 8x8.vc, yeah.
Yeah. So it might be easy just to, try and switch them over. I'm not sure on the process on that. I'll ask that this morning, but
What kind of timeline are you hoping for? The sooner the better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think the only drawback of moving over, it's not really a drawback, the only impact of moving over to the Jitsi version is that we lose all current meetings.
Yeah, we've had to do that too.
But I don't think that's an issue for us. We get so few people at the moment that are booking VCs. Is there any way of us being able to see at a global level who's got what booked?
not that I'm aware of.
Neither am I.
Ask on your PBX as a whole, but generally speaking, it's kind of useful
Yeah.
to sort of convert them into Jitsi meetings.
Okay.
But I'll ask if we can do it.
Internally, at the very least, that's what happened. Is our Jitsi team sent email reminders saying, "Please switch out your meeting IDs." And then we just sort of went into our calendars and looked at what our recurring meetings we had.
Don't worry, Poonam, about finding out, because we've only got a few people at the moment anyway that are using it, so we can just write to those people.
Yeah.
And the other issue is obviously when you switch over, making sure it actually works on the network.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is on your guest network.
Yeah.
Jitsi is not tied down in any shape or form and just allows everything. So,
No, it doesn't. So it is, but not as tied down as a corporate network.
so we will do AWS.
But it still goes through the same.
Okay.
So it should be fine.
It has the same some of the same rule sets on it.
Yeah.
Same proxy.
We probably need to somehow test that beforehand, because if you switch it over and suddenly you've got no meetings, I can't imagine that going particularly well. So
Can support do that?
You said test what?
the Jitsi works on the corporate network.
If it means anything, it works through the web,
Yes.
so we can get it up on a web browser, the actual Jitsi site,
Right. So the back
and the 8x8 one.
Okay, that would be a good sign.
Yeah.
But engineering background, relatively cynical, always like to test first.
No, I'm just not sure if I'll get Eamon or support to do it. I don't know if Eamon support's equipped for that, but we'll see.
Like, there might be just a test account that's got Jitsi. You can give it to your man.
Yeah.
Just give it a try. If we have such a thing.
Yeah.
If we're to set that up in each meeting room, does each meeting room then require a license?
Yeah.
A
Great.
calendar?
Yeah, to create a meeting, you'll need the pro license. Yeah. Do you want?
So the meeting room needs the pro license. So if somebody has a pro license that is organising the meeting, that's not good enough. That needs.
Well, yes, you need to create it now with the web link, potentially, and sync calendars. They could create a meeting, depending how that calendar sync works.
Yeah.
Potentially, it could be used whether it's their calendar or whether you need a generic.
Yeah.
You probably do need a
Generic one. Yeah.
But we'll, again,
Yeah.
run it out, I guess.
Okay.
It's about creating the meeting. It's the ability to create a meeting with the main thing, which goes to a user.
Mhm.
You're right, if you've got a meeting room, people are using it, you probably don't want their credentials or their calendar synced.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
all the details. What's the calendar system you're using at the moment?
Outlook.
Is Outlook. All right, so all these are linked to Outlook.
Yeah.
Is that Outlook connected to Office 365?
Yeah, it's Exchange Online.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's for Miller.
Mhm.
All right.
Anything else on Jitsi?
No, I don't think so. So yeah, so and itching it over, but we can't use it with 5.9, right?
Correct.
So we need to move to 6 before we switch it over.
6.2.
Yeah, 6.2.
Which should be fine because you're trying it right now anyway, testing it. So
Yeah, without proxy. It's proxy.
Yeah.
There's always something there. Yeah, we need to check that it's proxy aware.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So we need to, if we can set up a Jitsi account for
Yep.
to be able to test it, then
what was his name? Sorry.
Yava, Yavar.
Cool.
Fahili, Fahilli.
Got it.
AHI. Did I say I?
FAAAAHI.
FALLAHI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Falahi. I say Fahili. Falahi.
Okay, so the next thing on the agenda was to discuss your debt solution.
Yep.
Obviously, you said that the plan is at the moment supporting debt to be at cost, and you said that your plan was to move away from the debt solution for about 280 users.
Yeah, we've got about 280 users using DEC. Now, the reason for DEC, well, the reason we didn't move off it at the time was because it was a big enough change for us at the time just to move off our on-site PBX to what we've got now, to the 8x8 client. That caused a big enough disturbance. People not having phones on their desks anymore. DEX had been provided at the time because we've got not just people working around the office and mobile, but because they quite often work alone in isolated places. So they have to have some sort of communications device. Some of the DEC phones actually have a man down button on them. So you just press this single button and it'll call our security office and alert them. They'll go find them. So we left DECT in place because it was just one step too far for us at the time. But we're now looking really to get rid of DECT completely. And we'd like
those
alternatives.
I'm just curious, is that used a fair amount or?
Yeah.
The man down
No,
button?
the man down button isn't.
No, okay.
In fact, I don't think it's ever been used since I've been here. But
Good start. Yeah. Okay.
That's good,
Still-
but I was just thinking in terms of
from a health and
feature
safety
parity,
point of view, they want to retain some sort of emergency
yeah. Got it.
feature. So we're extending. One of the other problems actually for not replacing DECT was we didn't have good Wi-Fi coverage in some of those areas. We're doing that work right now to extend Wi-Fi across the organisation. We've got these repositories which are concrete with big metal racks running all the way through, housing the documents. Not the best place for Wi-Fi, but we've had surveys done, and we now know.
Are you surveying for voice? Because
so yeah, I don't think so.
Because that will be the big one. So there are slightly tighter constraints to Wi-Fi for voice. I think generic is 65 dB of signal.
Right.
Again, no, we can get you those details. The generic Cisco things.
Yeah.
Industry standards what you require. So if you want to deploy Wi-Fi, you need survey for voice if you're going to use a mobile app, because you might be alright. You know, to get your emails and those sorts of things.
Do you guys use the mobile app?
Yeah, we use it a fair bit. We've offered it to anyone on their own device, and we have our own smartphones, which has got the app on.
Yeah, so it's twofold. One, make sure you survey Wi-Fi for voice.
Yeah.
Because it's quite specific, which I'm afraid will probably increase the number of access points and all those good things. And actually, whenever you're using your endpoint, is also quite important. We have the antenna on this.
Yep.
There's something called sticky client syndrome. So this decides when it moves from the base station. And quite often can't change the threshold. So you can be underneath the base station because you walked over there. It's over there with crappy signal. So there is an art to Wi-Fi. The first thing is definitely survey for voice.
So the alternative is that we've got an and a Vodafone, I think. And the other option was for us to put in either relay boosters or connection to the internet, to EE, so that we've got 4G over internet.
Okay. Yeah.
And EE has offered us boosters for doing that. We've got a couple actually I haven't put in just to test and see whether that works. So that's an alternative for us as well. If we can't get Wi-Fi coverage somewhere, we might be able to get
One of the good things about
4G.
DECT is just a frequency range, which means it's better for those concrete posts and this stuff.
Yeah.
But I appreciate feature set wise.
Yeah.
All those sorts of things. It's more limited. But I believe it's also, the ASCOM DECT is also linked to your sort of property management system here, where it send alerts. So if you're like a fire in Sector 5, that will pop up. Is that right? You still need?
No, I don't
No.
believe it is actually.
That was ASCOM for the Yona.
The only thing what we had, so we got first aiders. This is where, and we've got a group of first aiders who've got DECT phones, and an alert if somebody, is ill or anything. They security will send out an alert to all these DECT phones for a first aider, and that we do have a SIM card in the ASCOM, which will send out the alerts to a group of people.
Okay.
But we didn't ever move over. We're still using the DECT system for that. But there was a plan to move that over, so that exists in the ASCOM. Yeah.
Okay. So just some of those things that we can do, and we need to look at alternatives. I think we've got things like group messaging, which we could sit down and instant message.
So I think the approach for this should be to scope out what they've currently got, make sure we've got feature parity, work with you guys to make sure that it is working. We test along the lines. We need to update support as well on what your network design is, so that they know when you raise a ticket that there's been a change internally, and then to involve and deal with the ASCOM contract that's currently in place, because that's for support.
There's two pieces. There's an ASCOM and there's like an audio code SBC that sits in the middle.
Yeah.
Because the ASCOM sits out, it's awful. I have to put a box in the middle too. Nobody there. So there's two parts of that.
So what are your timelines for implementing this?
There's no burning platform. We don't have to move off it, but it's just desirable for us. So we have no, hard and fast deadline for this. But it's just part of our improvement that we want to make. We're right in the middle of doing the Wi-Fi upgrade, so that's in progress.
You've got 280 users on DECT.
Yeah.
Essentially, they will have a VO license. They will have access to the mobile app anyway.
Yeah.
Voice.
And what about in terms of hardware then? Any recommendations for?
Like they may take choice for the handset the ability you got on the Wi-Fi phone. You know,
Yeah.
that's your answer. You buy a cheap, £100 Android, then.
And what about a standard phone, Wi-Fi calling phone rather than a smartphone then?
I mean, the Wi-Fi handsets.
Would it work with?
I mean, certainly the ones that we support.
Yeah.
Sort of desktop Wi-Fi handsets anyway. It's not really.
Right.
We don't have a handset that is sort of Wi-Fi carryable.
Yeah.
So we don't have one anyway, I suppose, largely because we've got the mobile app. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think really. In terms of what we suggest, I don't think we have a suggestion, but we use an Apple high-end Samsung will have a better Wi-Fi connection.
Government department.
Hawaii, you never Hawaii.
Yeah, then we can let the Chinese know what we're doing.
So yeah, I mean, most of them are all right. It's just, where they buy a pound Android handset and then wonder why they got problems.
Yeah.
And then survey for voice and then that sort of from the article. But yeah, I mean, DEC ultimately is better in that environment in terms of signal strength for voice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Just if you're repurposing Wi-Fi, then yeah, sorry for voice, half decent handset, you should be fine. Just don't go with the bottom end, mid-range handset. You should be
Okay.
Do you want to water?
No, thanks. No, fine.
Yeah, I'm assuming in the sort of archive areas, if it's Wi-Fi now, I'm assuming it's only going to be used for voice anyway.
No, it might not, but it wouldn't be heavy usage anyway. So we're looking at a system that will support tablets for them walking around and scanning documents.
You can run the application on a tablet.
Yeah.
So you could,
Yeah.
move to that.
Yeah.
Tablet one, maybe.
Okay.
Assuming everyone's going to have a tablet, I think that might be the case. Don't sound like you've got hundreds, but
Yeah. That's much longer. That's further down the line anyway, because we need to replace the software.
right, okay.
So but in terms of usage, it would really be mainly voice.
Yeah, okay. But again, so what Wi-Fi product are you using? Is it
Cisco.
Cisco, okay, right, that should be good.
So Cisco ICE as controllers, and then N plus.
Yeah, okay. So they would, some of our protocols with voice sort of prioritize that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Again, just looking, a lot of it's in survey, Wi-Fi, and can you connect at any one time? And in fact, they're not going to have many devices, and it probably doesn't matter. But yeah, like all these things, it's all great.
Yeah.
You need to have the infrastructure to get up to the desktop, without that.
Yeah.
It's all sort of by the by. Yeah. Certainly, I think you've already got the account. So we've got 280 DEX users.
Yeah.
They'll have access to the desktop application.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of
Switching them over.
Really.
That sounds easy.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Do you want to come and do it?
I don't mind switching them over. The Wi-Fi infrastructure piece, definitely someone else. The days of walking around pressing buttons on computers doing surveys are long gone.
Yeah. I had a quick side question. I'm just thinking, since I know it's not a Chromebook, but it looks like a Chromebook. Does anyone use Chromebooks?
No, but we have got 4 8x8. Do you mean?
No, just in general.
So our whole public area is Chromeboxes.
Okay. I was just thinking, because a lot
We
of
do
public
have
sector
volunteers
use
downstairs.
Chromebooks, and we're inquiring about using 8x8 with it, which was proving troublesome.
Right.
We have BDIS for that at the moment. That's just I thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah, there will be a web version of this, I think, in the end.
Right.
To on the web.
Yeah.
There used to be one that's flash-based.
Yes.
Quickly as that. So yeah.
6.2's got Flash in it though, isn't it? Still uses Flash.
Shouldn't do. I mean, if you go to your settings, actually, it may bring up.
It came up with the flash, you know, the authorization, the flash authorizations.
Yeah.
I think in 6.2.
If you go to preferences here on the old one, account settings.
Prunam, are you on
Bring up
6.2?
a web page which
Are you on
is
6.2? Oh, Prunam's on 6.2.
6.2. So this web page runs in Flash
Try to.
because you're on the old account manager. But
Right.
This one here is supposed to be Electron only, if my understanding. No Flash whatsoever.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So this bit here will have some Flash on it on the old, well, say old on the account manager we're running. That should be just on the phone settings. Actually, all going directly to our.
Anyway, Prunam can check that as she's on 6.2, or
Well, you'll come up with the Flash at a particular point. So
You've probably authorized it already, so it wouldn't come up.
it's free. If you go to the guest, we'll just ask you to tick a box for terms and conditions. Yeah. So this page here will use Flash.
Yeah.
That's a settings page.
Yeah.
For go forwards, and actually on the new GUI that we've got, it's just web, so there's no. So we should appreciate the Flash completely.
Okay.
perfect. Okay, so that's not really necessary then. The Chromebooks, that's good to know. Do you need anything else on the deck, or are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I think that's okay. That's helpful.
Okay. Let me try and ping VJ, see if he can join a little earlier.
I think he's got a call at the moment.
He does?
10:30 to 11:30.
But in terms of your emergency use, I guess if using a desktop application, when you've got the group messaging, you could have a room, you pop up on their application, sort of instant messaging wise, or you could create a ring group, that sort of stuff, so you ring a particular number and they all send. That's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Again, in terms of sort of single button, you could create a contact list here. My contacts, emergency, and then again, in the ring group. It's not quite a single button, but or you make it a short code, 1,000. So you make up time to do 1,000, but yeah.
Well, they've got a press button, so. Okay, yeah, we can do it. Yeah, through a ring group. Okay.
We got to do a group messaging. You can group will have fire status.
Yeah.
Send you some message out and come up on a desktop application, mobile application, to the instant message.
Yeah.
You make a sound of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But it's not on like an email, I suppose, but it'll be on the application.
So I've pinged VJ so he can join when he's ready, but it could still be another 30-40 minutes, unfortunately. So
He's got the he's in that meeting, isn't he?
yes, I'm still in it.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll bring it up anyway.
Let me ask you.
No, I see he's. Yes,
And we will.
on a call though. So if you've used the 8x8.vc, you've also probably noticed that the second you join a meeting, your camera instantly gets popped on.
Right. Okay.
Through
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's been in there
here.
right from the beginning.
Correct.
I remember that way back when we getting a bit of echo. And I remember video conferencing with someone when we were first testing 8x8 with someone at home, and the camera just popped up, and he went, "Oh."
Yeah. Now once it's integrated, it won't be a problem anymore.
Right.
So actually, do you remember when you were when you're hovering over the meeting and you hadn't joined it yet? You had sort of the camera that hadn't quite gone live yet. Can you show that again?
Sorry.
You were not in the meeting, so leave the meeting real quick and go into your meetings tab.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, so there. So he's shaded and he can choose whether he wants on or off when he joins.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But he's not in a meeting yet.
And the same with VJ as well, just in case you say
Yes.
something.
And you've got all those other sorts of controls, like you can have a password for the meeting, or you can elect the
admins or whatever.
The admin, yeah.
You lose the functionality for the one-to-one chat in the digital meetings, right?
Yeah, you lose the functionality one-to-one chat. You do a password, and actually, within the meeting itself, I'll join again.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think you can disconnect as
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Try that. Actually, let's see if you can remote control me.
Why
I
does
didn't mean to keep me.
Okay.
Go on.
It's fine.
that would remote control works because
handy.
you have to share your screen to be fair, so I can actually see what's going on.
Done.
Done.
Yeah, I can.
So you're sharing.
So you're sharing using
Yeah.
mine, yeah?
Okay. So stop remote control. There you go.
So why is it?
So why is it still sharing my screen?
Because you said share screen.
Oh,
Just share.
okay. Activated.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back to there. You don't have to
So the last point we wanted to discuss that I've written down was the creating these things.
So just on that,
Oh.
I'm not saying you don't.
I'll move back. This is better.
Yeah, thank you. Continue to do this.
Curious.
So I was speaking to VJ on the expert client training agency, the retail programs on top of this quarter.
Right.
But prior to that, what we'd like to do is just to understand away from an AIA, that's purpose of today's call conference, what your business is, what you're trying to achieve, etc. And we can sort of see if it's a fit for what you're trying to do. He'll then give you some details on sort of the process or optimum